So there is this thing that keeps coming back on the internet. This bring back bullying discourse, where someone, usually a podcaster, usually someone who was probably never on the receiving end of it, says bullying actually builds character, toughens you up, makes you stronger. And it gets clipped, gets shared, gets millions of views, and everyone in the comment goes, yeah, actual facts. Kids these days are too soft. Okay, now I want to talk about that. Here is a question. Have any of these people ever actually been inside a mental hospital? Not in a dismissive way. I'm genuinely asking because if you spend even a few hours in one, talking to people, understanding why they are there, you will find bullying everywhere. Not a small thing, not as background noise, as a direct cause. People who stop functioning because of what was done to them in school, in college, in their workspace, sometimes in their own home. That's where the it builds character argument goes to die quietly without a podcast clip. And see, the thing is, bullying isn't just what most people picture when they hear the word. It's not just the fat kid getting his lunch stolen. It's not just name calling. That's the surface level version that's easy to dismiss. What it actually is sustained psychological pressure on a person until they start to believe the thing being said about them. Body shaming, yes, but also being made to feel worthless by someone with more power than you, being humiliated repeatedly until humiliation starts to feel normal, being told you don't belong until you genuinely start to believe it. That's what bullying is, and that doesn't build character. That builds anxiety, that builds depression, that builds people who can't trust anyone because the first people they trusted use that trust to hurt them. Now, here is the part I don't think gets talked about enough. We think bullying is a school thing, a childhood thing, something that ends when you grow up. It doesn't. It just changes its outfit. In colleges, it's called ragging. In workplaces, it's called tough management. In homes, it's called respect for elders. Same thing, different name, different excuse. And in cultures like ours, India, Korea, Japan, places where age automatically equals authority, this is especially bad because the hierarchy is built in. You don't question your senior, you don't talk back to your boss, you don't disagree with the elder in the room. And when the hierarchy gets abused, and it does regularly, the person at the bottom has no language for it because the culture already told them this is just how things work. This is respect. This is how you learn. So they absorb it silently until they can't anymore. The suicide statistics from ragging in Indian colleges alone, if you have read those numbers, you cannot sit comfortably and say bullying toughens people up. You just can't. But here is the part that actually bothers me the most. Some guy with big audiences bring back bullying as a take, gets his clip, gets his engagement, moves on with his life. And somewhere some 15-year-old watches that and thinks, so what's being done to me is actually fine. Maybe I am just soft, maybe I should just take it. And somewhere else, some kid who was already thinking about bullying someone gets that little bit of validation, that little nudge, because a person with 100,000 followers said it was actually good for people. That's the real damage of this discourse, not the podcast, the ripple. Look, I get that overcorrection is real. I get that overprotecting kids from every difficulty isn't the answer either. That's a genuine conversation worth having. But there is a massive difference between letting someone face challenges and letting someone be systematically humiliated by a person with more power than them. One builds resilience, the other just breaks people, some of them quietly, some of them permanently. If you have been bullied, you already know everything I just said. You didn't need to explain it. You lived it. And if you haven't, if this sounds a little dramatic to you, then maybe that's exactly what you should listen. Not to feel guilty, not to be lectured, just to understand that some opinions are very easy to have from a safe distance and very hard to hold on to up close.